Thank you. Being from Arizona and hearing the discussion in regards to Florida and Ohio, I have to say that Arizona, which we thought was a leveling of our problems with the housing, is now all of a sudden showing some signs of double dipping. So this is very troubling. And being from a very poor community from the district, we see homeowners on the very verge of, or very brink of catastrophe. My question to you first, Mr. Massad, is doesn't the lower cost of borrowing that results from the implicit government guarantee partially explain the bank's abilities to pay back TARP?
Yes, it's probably a factor, but I think a more important factor was the process that we implemented of the stress tests, because what we did was we put the largest banks through a very intensive stress test because the market didn't have confidence as to which institutions might fail and how much capital they needed. So in the spring of 2009, we implemented the stress test process, and we made the results and the whole process very transparent, and as a result of that, they were able to raise private capital, and we were able to get the government out.
So in a follow-up question, so the success depends upon that implicit guarantee?
No, I don't think I said that. What I'm saying is that we got out of the bank's investments. We got the money back through this stress test and recapitalization process. I think, if I may, I think the thrust of your question, it really relates to some of the concerns Mr. Borofsky has raised on too big to fail and moral hazard. And those are very legitimate concerns, and this Congress obviously debated them at length when it passed the Dodd-Frank legislation. We're still implementing that. I think Mr. Borofsky is raising his views on that in effect, it sounds like what he's saying is Dodd-Frank may not have been strong enough or may not be strong enough. Maybe we should break up some of these banks. Maybe we should take more aggressive action. That's certainly an opinion, and others have voiced that opinion. My own view is let's give Dodd-Frank some time to work, because now we do have a lot of tools that we didn't have. So I think it's premature to say, to pass judgment on Dodd-Frank. It was really the first overhaul of our financial system in many years, and it was necessary, or rather TARP was necessary because we didn't have the tools that Dodd-Frank provided.
Mr. Borofsky, how would you feel, or would you differ in that opinion?
Yeah, I don't think that Mr. Massad has correctly characterized my position, to put it mildly. The answer to your question, though, is yes. The implicit guarantee absolutely enabled those banks to get out of TARP on the terms that they did. Because those banks enjoy enhanced credit ratings from the credit rating agencies, one of the conditions that the Federal Reserve and Treasury put for those banks to get out of TARP was to go out of the markets and raise capital. And the larger banks can raise capital more efficiently and cheaply because of this implicit guarantee, because of the benefits they have. So in short, the answer to your question is yes.
Thank you. I yield back the balance of my time.